All right, Nelson, the season finally gets underway on Saturday. What are the excitement levels like in the room as your team plays your first game Saturday?
It's extremely exciting. I mean, on many levels. I mean, not only is it the first game of a new season, but definitely in the back of our minds is playing in front of fans again. So to kind of have what we would consider a normal season compared to most years is extremely exciting.
For yourself, too, I mean, you know, with how last season when you only played in a handful of games for the Moose with the majority of your time on the taxi squad, what's that going to be like for you again to just have a full season of actually playing hockey, you know, like you said, a little more normalcy this year too?
From a personal standpoint, for me, it's just making sure that I can settle into my game and work on things that I was kind of restricted from doing, I guess, last year, given the small handful of games that I did get to play and then being kind of stuck on the taxi squad. So just to try and continue to work on my game and grow as a player is kind of the mission for starting things off here.
And then also, you know, battling for a Calder Cup too is one of the big things as well that was missing last year, and having meaningful games with points in the standings actually, you know, having merit to them this time around too. What's that mean?
It's everything. I mean, that's why we play. That's what we play for at the end of the day. To have games that mean something, and to just kind of be working towards a common goal too. Like, I mean, you look at the group that we have in our dressing room right now, and I mean, the way that practices have been, it's really exciting. I think we have something special here, and to finally kind of bring that to fruition and kind of get things going is extremely exciting.
For you, would you say playing your game is sort of that, I don't want to say anything about shutdown, but sort of shot suppressor type? Is that what you kind of define your game as?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, there's not a whole lot of offensive side to my game, but just being a steady, consistent defender, preventing other teams from creating or generating any sort of opportunities, and just playing super simple. I mean, whether that's getting shooting lanes or just making a good first pass, I think those are the staples that I try and stick to every night.
Do your potential partners this year intrigue you, given, you know, how many there are and just kind of how mobile and young this group is?
For sure. I mean, you look at our defensive depth, and there's a lot of good young prospects there, both at the NHL level and American League level. So, I mean, to have a lot of those guys who skate really well, they have a lot of skills. It's exciting for a guy like me to have the opportunity to play with those guys.
What were your takeaways from training camp for yourself? How did you think you did relative to what you expected or wanted? And how do you feel about it?
It was pretty good. Getting sidelined by an injury for 10 or 11 days was less than ideal. I mean, I thought my camp was a little slow out of the gates. I felt my hands weren't where I wanted them to be, but just kind of stuck with my strengths. Hands finally got to catch up, and to get into that first exhibition game was good, but to kind of get sidelined, like I said, was it's definitely a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, another guy that came down kind of when you did was Billy Heinola. You know, someone that excites the fan base quite a bit. He's, you know, got skill on display, but from your lens, having seen him at this level and also the NHL, just what really stands out to you just about his dynamic ability? What's the one or two things?
Just how smooth he is. I mean, he skates really well. He handles the puck really well, and his vision, I think, is tremendous. He thinks the game well. Those are the type of things that, I mean, a lot of guys may have trouble with when they make the jump to the pro level with the speed of the game, and Billy's able to inject himself in both the NHL lineup and the American League lineup and really have no issue with the pace. I mean, he keeps up like he's been playing in it for years, and just makes real smart plays.